Hi there, I'm Hillary. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I am very excited to share with you how I lesson plan for our homeschool. Now, I am a homeschooling mom to 3 kids. I have kids ages 10, 7, and 2. And this is actually just our second year homeschooling. So in the grand scheme of things, there are veteran moms out there who have been doing this for a really long time. I am a baby brand new homeschooler. And so I wanted to share our journey with getting started homeschooling, what it has been like, what it continues to be like, and just share my tips and tricks along the way because we do, I feel like, have kind of a unique situation and just individual things to bring to the table and to share. And so today I wanted to share how we are doing lesson planning in our homeschool. Now, lesson planning is kind of one of those things I'm discovering that is just like anything with homeschooling. It varies from person to person how they do it, and it could look totally different for you than it does for me. This is just what's working for us, and so if this isn't your style, that's totally okay. Some people don't even lesson plan at all. They just kind of go with the flow and take it one day at a time, and that works for them. So why would you plan? For me, it comes down to 2 reasons. The first reason is for state requirements. Depending on where you live, you may be required to keep some kind of a log of what you're doing for your homeschool. I'm fortunate enough to live in a state where we don't have to show exactly what we're doing. We just have to log hours, a total number of hours that we spend on each subject. So you may or may not decide to plan because of your individual state requirements. The second reason that you may choose to plan is just to keep yourself on track. And that's really my main reason for planning is to keep myself on track. I kind of have a mesh of different strategies. The strategy that says, homeschooling is about freedom and it's about, today's a beautiful day, we're going to go outside and we're going to go on a nature walk and we're going to go with the flow and learn immersively with where we're at and what the day has for us. And then the other strategy that says I need to know everything, like where we're going to be. I want to know when we're taking breaks. I want to know what lesson we're going to be on by Christmas. I want to know what lesson, what day we're going to be over with this subject and that subject. So I kind of find that I fall in the middle. I like a good plan. I like a good structure. I like to know where we're going to be and when we're going to be there, kind of just a projected estimate of what lesson we'll be on and when we'll be there. But I also love the freedom, and I love being able to take the time and repeat a lesson 2 days in a row or spend an extra day on it if we need to, or that kind of thing. So I kind of am a mesh of planning as you go and also planning a year ahead. And so I'm going to share with you how I kind of do both. So the first thing that you're going to need, in my personal opinion, is a good lesson planner. Last year, we jumped into homeschooling after the school year had already started. So I ended up just picking up a cheap little lesson planner from the dollar spot at Target, and it actually worked fantastically. I had no real complaints about it other than it was just bare bones, like bare minimum, a place to log what you did each day, but there was nothing extra. And so this year I decided to kind of just bump it up one notch, and I searched Amazon for a planner, and I found the Simple Plan Homeschooling Planner. It is a beautiful planner, and I love that it is very simple. There's not tons and tons of extra bells and whistles with this. It is pretty bare minimum, but there is just the right amount, in my opinion, of extra things to help me plan ahead and to really get a good feel for what the year is going to look like. So they have this little section, a tab called planning, and that section there is worth the price of paying a little bit extra to get a special homeschool planner. This was not very expensive. It was like one of the cheapest ones on Amazon, and I'm thrilled with it. It's great quality. It has like a nice little pocket that you can keep things in the front and in the back. It's got extra note pages. It's got just a lot of extra things without being so much unnecessary fluff. So I enjoy this. Who knows if I'll use it again next year. I may find some shiny, fancy planner that I think I just have to have, but honestly, this really is serving the purpose perfectly fine. So first you're going to want a planner. And then there are a few different ways to plan. My first step was to plan the year. Even if you're already into your homeschooling year, you can still start where you are and plan forward for the rest of the year. So I sat down, I looked at the calendar, and I looked at where do we want to take breaks at, and I scheduled our breaks. I knew for sure we wanted to take a full week off in September. We took vacation after the school year had started and everyone else was at school, and it was lovely. So we took a week off in September. I knew for sure we wanted to take a week off for Thanksgiving. We like a full week, the week of Thanksgiving. We like to take 2 weeks for Christmas. Then we also like to take a full week off for spring break, the week of Easter. So the whole week of Easter, or leading up to Easter, we like to take that week off. Optionally, hopefully, we would like to be able to take a week off in February as well, kind of mid-February, right between when you've got started back to January and then your Easter break, right there in the middle, about 6 weeks between each one. We like to take a break there as well. Maybe it's just a couple snow days, maybe it's a full week. I don't know. It'll probably depend on what the weather looks like and how bad our winter blues are and all of that. But a nice break in the winter is ideal, but we might not get to do that depending on where we're at and if we stay on track and all of that. So those were kind of the tentative breaks that I put in there that I'm not 100% committed to, but I've put in there just for estimating purposes. Then I went through each month and week of the planner, and I just wrote in which week of school it would be. Week 25, week 26, that kind of thing. Where will each week fall? Week 1 of school is going to fall here. Week 2 of school is going to fall here. Then we took a break. Then after we got back from the break, week 3 of school, and I just matched up the week numbers with the weeks that we were actually doing school. This was very helpful because most school years have 36 weeks. Now, all of our curriculum, pretty much, we're able to get through in less than 36 weeks. I actually plan for 35 weeks of school, and then we may end up doing 36 if we don't get our winter break. But we should be able to get through all of our curriculum in 35 weeks, and so that's kind of what I planned for. We can obviously always extend our school year or shorten a break or move it and adjust it as we need to, as we see fit as the year goes through. You want to grab a calendar, schedule your breaks, schedule your weeks of school, and then look at your curriculum, open it up, and pace out the school year. And so that's where the planning section of this planner is really fantastic. So the thing that I love about this is it has a section for each student, up to 6 students. So I used the 2 students that I have. Willow's not in like formal school yet. And then I used a 3rd student section for our family subjects. And I used that to have a place to plan out our history and our science, because we do those together, as well as our Bible. So using that yearly overview planning page out of this, I was able to really just sketch through what we want to do and when we're going to do it, and really get a on paper visualization of where the Christmas break's going to fall. And I really just kind of adjusted things to where we're ending units right before break. That way we're not like right in the middle of, you know, some big elaborate thing that we don't want to pause, and then we're leaving for 2 weeks for Christmas and coming back. So I kind of matched up where the end of the units fell with where the breaks would fall, and tried to match it that way. And then once you have this overview of about where we'll be in each subject, obviously these are just abouts. I wrote everything in pencil where you can move it around if we have sick days, or if we need to, if we get ahead, if we get behind, whatever, we can totally move all of this. But I love having that overview. So ahead on paper, we've got the whole year planned out. Then I did the same thing with all of our extras scriptures that we want to memorize, our extra geography study that we add in, that the things that are not part of any specific curriculum. So in the sidebar column of each month, I kind of just planned out what we might be doing as far as extras go that month. And again, this is tentative because we are doing the whole year in one sitting, and I just want to give myself kind of a guide through the year and a goal through the year. Then after I had my full year planned out and ready to go, then it really just comes down to, as each month rolls along, I plan out the month. I'll sit down at the beginning of the month and I'll go through that sidebar column of each month, and I'll look at, okay, what kind of extras was I hoping to do? What's the memory verse for this month? What's the geography study for this month? And I'll kind of prep and plan those things as each month comes around. I also like to look through all the curriculum, especially like science and history, and just see what extra things might we add, get a better idea of the specific projects and things coming up for the month, and just kind of be, you know, in the know, in the loop with the curriculum, what's coming my way for the month. That's pretty much all I do as far as monthly planning. Then I plan the week. So each week, either on Friday after school or Monday, because we don't do school on Mondays, we do school Tuesday through Friday. Mondays, I will sit down, if I didn't do it on Friday, and plan out the week of school. And what this looks like is I will go through my planning pages for the next week. I'll go ahead and fill in all of my little sidebar columns, our subjects. I'll fill those out in pen, and then I will kind of tentatively plan in pencil the week, what lesson we should be doing each day. So the way that I use this planner, I do a block for my son's language arts, because we have like handwriting and spelling and language arts and just a few different things that could fall into the language arts category. So he has a block for language arts and reading. Braylee has a block for language arts and reading. Then we have a math block, history and geography block, science and nature block, and then non-core. So these are anything else that are not core subjects. The reason I divide it up like this is because this is how it's divided up for logging hours for our state. So I will kind of fill in, like, you know, the unchangeables, the names of the subjects in pen, and then I'll just kind of fill in the specific lesson numbers in pencil for the rest of the week. And then comes the daily planning, that every day in and day out. I keep this handy on my desk as we are homeschooling, and I will kind of just go through and, you know, erase and move things around if we change something. If we don't change something, I just put a little check mark after we've completed it. And then I like to highlight, Noah is blue, Braylee is pink, and then family subjects are yellow. And this just kind of helps my brain to organize the page. Totally unnecessary, but it helps just, again, my eyes to kind of land and focus and read it easier. So after we finish it, I highlight it. The things we've not done are not highlighted. Things we have done are. So, and then at the end of the week, I log our hours. Again, because we track by hours, I will keep a running total here on this sidebar of each week of how many hours we spent doing each thing. And I kind of log that as we go. And then at the end of the week, I add up all the subjects, all the days, write it on the side. That's pretty much it. Then the end of the week is there. And again, on Friday, sometimes I have the energy to plan out the next week. And sometimes I wait and I do it on Monday. But that's pretty much it. I have found that this planner has been just so helpful at keeping me on track. I can go back frequently to my planning section, and I can look and I can say, okay, let's make sure, are we on track? I had projected that we would be on lesson 17 of history this week. Are we there? And then if we fall behind, where's that going to put us? Or, you know, that kind of thing. So that's been a lifesaver. It's given me so much peace to kind of know where we will be and when we will be done with the school year. And I'm not having to stress about, are we keeping up? Are we doing enough? Last year I found myself constantly going back and counting, okay, if we do this many lessons, we'll be done here. And so since it's already done for me, like, that's so super handy. If you've not like projected your year out ahead of time, I highly recommend it. And then you don't have to stick to it 100%, but just give yourself the peace of mind of knowing about where you should be. And then also give yourself the peace of mind of having the flexibility and freedom to change it day to day. Like, use the pencil. The pencil fixes everything. So, all right. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope there was something in there that was helpful. I'm really excited about doing more of these videos, just kind of sharing what I've figured out is working for us. This was kind of just something easy to get me started. And I also want to do a lot of curriculum reviews and talk about some things that I'm figured out for my right brain learner that's really working for him, and different learning styles and just all kinds of stuff I'd like to share. So reward systems, yeah, so I hope that you are looking forward to it. Please subscribe and comment, ask any questions that you have, and I will see you later.